In today's video, we've got NBA TopShot, we've got how it's an example of NFTs, and then to the larger discussion about cryptocurrencies as a whole. All that coming up next. Welcome to the Much More Than Medicare channel. Today I'm going to change gears here and address NBA TopShot. So the reality is that this channel is more about financial fluency, financial literacy, so that you can understand basic concepts so that you can make good, solid financial decisions for yourself. Today's not financial advice, never is here on the channel. So NBA TopShot is, fad, if you will, probably here to stay, but important stuff is going on. NBA TopShot for newcomers are digital collecting cards of basketball players. They're called moments. That's their terminology. And so I'm a member. That's full disclosure. I've been a member for a couple of months, when the craze was at its height. And I'll give you my own story and how I've looked at it, which will be different maybe than what other people that you see on YouTube will, try to, publicize, what to do about NBA TopShot, et cetera, and all the hype. Anyway, so now we've got NBA TopShot, and what has happened here is you can see that there are a bunch of there's a marketplace. So once you buy moments, which you can buy either individually or in packs. Full disclosure, I have bought only packs. Only in one instance have I bought an individual. And you can see it here that you're going to have a listing date, and you've got all these different and let's just go by lowest ask first. And now you have tons of moments, and they're going to show up, from lowest price to highest, and you can see the lowest price here, $2 each. Now, the fact of the matter is these prices are notably lower than they were 2 months ago. To give you an idea, this is my own portfolio of TopShot moments. This is my username, the Wookster0819. And you can see that I have 27 moments. 27. Okay. And the account value is now 182. This I don't really consider to be a statistic because I've paid for these moments via packs, meaning that there are groups of moments, 3. Okay. So I've bought 9 moments, I think, or 9 packs at $9 each. Except for, that's not exactly true. I bought 8 packs at $9 each. I bought 1 pack at $99. We'll get to that in a moment. The craze here is to say, okay, this is the new trading card, and now all of a sudden I'm going to get rich. The reality here is that this number here, 182, to give you an idea, 2 months ago, probably something like $700. More than that. Because Zion Williamson, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, these 3 moments were selling, or the lowest ask could have been, well over $100 each. So let's call it, and in fact, Zion, I want to call it, $200, $300 perhaps at its height. Why am I talking about this on this channel? The ongoing thing that you must understand is 2 things. The first is this is a pure commodity. It's a pure commodity because this seller, NBA, is the sole licensor of these moments. Sole. That means they fully control the supply. 100%. Undisputed. They're the only license owner. As a result, they're the only party that can sell these. They're the only one that can create and sell them. We'll leave out Dapper and, you know, the fact that, and how it get the mechanism for buying and selling. It's clear what they've done, right? They're trying to commoditize TopShot for the masses. That means they're using their unlimited power to massively increase supply. And you can see it here, right here on the top, first page. Justin Holiday. No idea who Justin Holiday is. Doesn't matter. You can see here Harrison Barnes, Justin Holiday. I won't embarrass myself or this person by hacking this name. My name has 2 to 3 letters. This is many more. You can see here 40,000 plus of supply. NBA has the sole authority to do this. Sole. They have commoditized these cards so that any individual card is very, very likely to be almost worthless. Almost. I didn't say zero, but almost. So you need to understand this commodity versus rarity or specialty, right? These are commodities. NBA TopShot has controlled this. They'll continue to control this. You cannot do anything about it. I cannot do anything about it. This has told me that they've done so to push down the price of these, even though no one's disputing the fact that Zion Williamson has a chance to make the Hall of Fame. Steph Curry a lock, right, for the Hall of Fame. The fact of the matter is, and then on the other end, you've got specialty or the rare value. So let's just look from descending, so the highest to lowest. And we're going to see unrealistic prices here. But you can see it, John Morant, LeBron James, $250,000. No one said that it's selling there, right? These are just offer prices. Those are, pie in the sky. We don't know exactly where they're going to be, et cetera, et cetera. You can see, though, this is the long distance from the $2 offer of the most commoditized product. So you need to understand that the value here, and today not being financial advice, it never is on this channel, which is that you need to be very, very careful here. This is not like other NFTs. We're about to get to NFT in a moment. These are not like other digital collectibles. Why? NBA itself has the undisputed right to increase the supply anytime in any number, period. As a result, if you're sitting there thinking that you're going to buy Zion Williamson, or you're going to buy my Zion Williamson from me at $42 and expect it to go up by 10 times, given the fact that they're controlling the supply, and tomorrow, next year, they're going to create another Zion Williamson moment, and maybe multiple Zion Williamson moments. And to say now that you have this 1 out of 10,000, yeah, but the Zion Williamson may be 500,000 worth of Zion Williamson cards in the real world. So you think, okay, well, I'm going to own it for 10 years, and then I'm going to sell it make it. It's going to be worth $1 trillion. You've presumed that there's no extra supply. You've confused commodity for rarity. You could actually even extend that to the expensive end, is the reality, right? You can absolutely. My own story, actually, I've not told you the entire story, right? I've showed you that my portfolio here is now worth, maybe it's not worth this, right? Because these are the sum of the offer prices, not the sum of where they will I can buy or actually transact. So that's an important difference. Is that I told you that I bought one pack for $99. One of those, inside the $99 pack, was this particular moment, which is here, this one. So you could see it was much less supply. 499 existed or exist. I sold mine for just north of $4,000. So you can ask me, Jay, given my explanation, why, if I knew that the supplier had unlimited supply, I wanted to see whether or not they would exercise that right to keep printing new cards, and to what degree. And I knew at the lower end down here, at these prices here, I'm simply going to be giving them away or auctioning them or giving them as, incentives to people who sign up for newsletters or, want to give them to their grandchildren or whatever set of other reasons as a form of, kind of advertising. I promise you that I'm spending more than $2 in an hour on advertising across the internet for other financial matters. So for me, I'm not a seller here at $2, even though I realize that, could it go down to $1? For sure. For sure it could. Because I have other uses for the card. And the reality is in addition to that, I've already cashed out into my bank account from $4,000. And you can see it now down to $629 on the offered side. And the funny anecdote here is someone who, is undereducated on this difference between commodity and specialty said, oh, why are you selling at $4,000? Maybe it's going to go to $10,000. Yeah, well, maybe it's going to go to $629. Right? There's another side here. So let's stop here on NBA TopShot because, if you go here onto YouTube, let's just take a look at YouTube just for a moment. And I've watched some of these YouTube videos from other running other channels devoted to TopShot, etc., and they're creating YouTube content based around NBA TopShot. So here it is here, which is the sense of all the different types of videos that are built around NBA TopShot, and I can tell you that I've seen some of them. I'm a little bit bummed out. I'm bummed out for these people, to be candid with you, because of the fact that from their own videos, they've bought these commons. They've bought, commodities, 30 down, the ones that are here at $4. This is totally a fine player, right? Serge Ibaka is a known player. Draymond Green, no one's doubting, the recognizability of the name. And you can see with the singular one I bought at $5. But you can see what has ended up happening is, people have paid $30 for this kind of stuff. Not very successfully. So here, to give you an idea, and here's a long list of videos that are solely devoted to NBA TopShot. I wonder what's going on here. And there it is. So you've got strategy and this, and they're trying to, promote the market, etc., and become influencers. I get all of that. They can have their own motivations. You cannot get away from the logic of commodity and rarity that I mentioned here at the top. Can't get away from that. I want people for their own sense of being, because they can take that, they can port that difference here to all sorts of financial matters. If you own something that has rarity value, if you have a skill that has a rarity value, you would command a different price than if you're the owner of a commodity skill. Right? If you serve drinks at a bar, I'm sorry, you are not the owner of a rare skill. This is a commodity skill. You will get paid a commodity wage. So if you just attach your common sense here to what has gone on in NBA TopShot, makes complete sense. And that goes back to this channel, right? The channel as a whole, much more than Medicare, isn't really solely about my book, Maximize Your Medicare. Yeah, I'm the author of a published book. That's true, quoted in national media, on financial and, websites, etc., etc. I've served, on a bunch of different locations. That's all true. But really what the channel is about building the rationale, using your common sense that you know to financial topics and not be distracted by the noise and the hype. It still didn't get away from the fact that NBA is the sole licensor. They could completely control the supply. Completely. Period. Non-democratically. But now let's just go to other areas because, NBA TopShot, these moments are a specific sliver. It's a specific example of a wider world called NFTs, Non-Fungible Tokens. And here is OpenSea.io is kind of a marketplace for the wider world of which, collectible sporting goods cards are only a small sliver. And you can see here a bunch of different types of art, etc., collectible. Literally anything can be stamped using blockchain technology, which cannot be mimicked. But for example, I could create a song and create an NFT. That's been done. That absolutely has been done. Right? Pictures, even, photographs, anything can be turned into an NFT and be sold. But again, you have a slightly different motivation here, right? Because now it's a balancing act. Let's say you're the artist to, Art of the Dolphin. And I don't know this person. I've got no axe to grind here. Now that's totally fine. You can think that this is very artistic or not. I know nothing about art. Artist here has a slightly different motivation than NBA TopShot. Artist here, because of the way that NFTs work, you're trying to have a balance between commodity and specialty so that the artist makes the most. Right? In that balance, NBA TopShot wants to have lots of $2 moments. Sell for $9. They don't care about the aftermarket. They want just people to buy and sell at these lower prices because NBA makes a small sliver for every transaction. Over here, the NFT artist has a different motivation. Their motivation here is to naturally be to maximize the total set, which is a balance between having multiple people have ownership so that they can buy and sell amongst themselves, and then the artist will collect that little fraction, and yet not wanting to sell it for $1 because it's too commoditized, they don't make enough money. And again, right, I have no opinion about whether or not, this is art or how good it is. Looks pleasant. The idea, however, I wouldn't also go to the other extreme because you're going to have a certain set of people out there and you can see it with, this is a ruse, this is Beanie Babies all over again, etc., etc. This is going away forever. I would stop well short of that. For example, if you go to the marketplace, I would just simply call this the next iteration of collectible items. And we have seen other iterations, and I'll just give you an example here. Let's go to virtual worlds. So, like I said, anything you can attach this blockchain technology and call it, it cannot be duplicated. That includes virtual land. And you can see it here. You have virtual land here in NFT form here for auction. Parcels of land. This already exists, by the way. You could say, this is a crazy idea, I've never heard of such a thing. Except for the younger generation, and I was probably at the youngest, or I was at the old end when it became popular, SimCity has evolved into what is now wildly popular, Fortnite. In other words, if you are, a Fortnite developer and you've created your own world, you can create a world which has buildings, and on that building can really be hyperlinks to advertisements. Absolutely do. right? In other words, you have video games now where you're skateboarding and then you go by a building and up there is the video game manufacturer or company, whatever they're called, right? Which is an advertisement. Sure. So you can understand that this kind is just iterating into this, evolving into this next evolution, next version, if you will. The same can be said about art. And you don't need to go any further than this website that I'm showing on the screen, which is Sotheby's, right? Common name to those persons who don't know, this is the very highest end of auction houses for traditional art, paintings, statues, collectibles. And you can see it here. They are curating and auctioning NFTs, which is an extreme example of what happened here on OpenSeas, where it's non-curated and you don't know about the number of items. Here it is curated, presented in partnership with Samsung. I'm sure everyone at this point knows what Samsung is. And you can see it here. You have curated art, conditions of sale on auction, and they've already conducted auctions of NFTs. So the idea that, this is a pie in the sky thing, this is an entire ruse, I can't go that far either. It's just simply another iteration of this commodity versus rarity. Here on the rarity end, it's not only NBA TopShot, that's just one simple example. This is also extending itself to art, similar to the way it has been for Van Gogh. Whether or not you're going to go to that degree of price is yet to be seen. We don't have a crystal ball. At the end of this is, like I've mentioned, the word blockchain, which is kind of the technology, which is this digital stamping, which cannot be duplicated or forged, of cryptocurrency. So we've seen headlines, Elon Musk, Bitcoin. We've seen incredible volatility about Bitcoin, as well as other cryptocurrencies. And let's just go here. I'm not sure if I've got it. Let's just go here, which is kind of revealing stuff I don't want to. But let's just go to my downloads, because I downloaded this picture, which I wanted to share with you here at the end of this video. Which is this video here, which is this picture here, and it'll appear on our screen, hopefully. There we go. So it's about to show up on our screen here, and this is a graph, a picture of, if you will. Come on. This is a picture of, if you will, of the global supply of Bitcoin itself. You can see we're about 90% of all possible Bitcoin in circulation already. Right, so you may have heard of something about Bitcoin mining. Elon Musk headline was about the fact that takes lots of energy and the carbon footprint, etc., and that caused him to, send out tweets. But the fact of the matter is that Bitcoin then is kind of one of the original, right, with other cryptocurrency, Ether, for example, and the blockchain technology. But in Bitcoin specific case, you can see 90% is already out there. Contrast that, however, to NBA. NBA TopShot, they have unlimited supply rights and the absolute motivation to do so. Bitcoin, that doesn't exist. I'll stop it here. Again, today's not financial advice. Right? It's not. Nevertheless, it's important to understand these types of fundamental concepts, fundamental financial concepts to help you out. Because this can be applied. We're going to change. The world is always going to change. It's blurry today. It's going to continue to be blurry. Right? And by that same token, what you have here is we've got this channel. It's called Much More Than Medicare. You might think that this is only for 65 and older for people in the United States, but the reality is it doesn't go away from the idea that there are these financial basics. Right? Financial concept basics so that you don't get distracted from noise like the hype and now the controversy that is surrounding NBA TopShot. I'm Jay. Hope you like this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks.